Chris Hadfield, right, back on Earth after 5 months in space as the first Canadian to be in charge of the International Space Station. He's written a new book titled An Astronaut's Guide to Life on Earth.
Cute.
Yes.
And in part one of a special sit-down interview, Kevin Frankish from BT Toronto talks to the commander about his life's journey that eventually took him to outer space.
Both hands down about the fourth rung up.
July of '69, you're watching Neil Armstrong step on the moon.
Yeah.
You're 9 years old. Did you know then how deeply that affected you?
I think it fundamentally set the course of my life that night, whether I could recognize it at the time or not. I was raised during the space race. You know, when I first became aware of anything, the thing that was going on was, we're going to the moon, and you know, we're going to beat the Soviets to get there. It had all of the comic book attributes going with it.
For those who haven't read the plaque,
Bravery and intrigue and danger. It was just hugely intoxicatingly seductive.
We get
Yeah, that's right.
an honor.
It's a great organization. They taught me about leadership. They taught me about self-discipline. They taught me about work. They taught me how things work. And then they taught me to fly.
Christmas 1981. You got married.
Yes.
To Helene.
Yeah, in Waterloo, Ontario, actually, at a beautiful little church.
You talk about her and her influence on you a lot. She was your support, but she was also your ground, I found. If you could go back, do you feel sometimes maybe you should have been there more often?
Life is complicated. Relationships are the most complicated thing. Machinery is simple. You know, orbital mechanics is predictable. People are complicated. There are lots of things I would take back, but you can't go backwards. And I could never have gotten where I am without the support of my family. There's no way. I needed someone to convince me many times, someone to reinforce me, to tell me when I was being an idiot. And I just count myself very lucky that we have shaped both of ourselves and our lives, that we're now to this stage together and happily married.
So this was just before a launch.
Yeah.
One morning a strange thought occurs to me shortly after waking. The socks I am about to put on are the ones I'll wear to leave Earth.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, when you the minutia of everything that you're about to face, and as you're putting on your socks, you're thinking, I'm going to be wearing these in orbit.
Yeah. Isn't that a weird day to wake up where you're looking down and you're doing something that you've taken for granted, but suddenly, because of a different set of circumstances, you have a whole different perspective, and you're looking down going, man, I've been putting on socks for the last 35 years, but these socks are the ones that are going to take me to space.
A good solid rock.
The reason it's that way in the book is I was just trying to show how it affects you.
Hadfield holding the arm now.
You recognize the danger of what's about to happen, but you also recognize the personal significance of it, and that something that you took for granted up until now, or thought about theoretically up until now, is actually going to happen today, and your socks are never going to be the same from then on.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Love seeing that video. It'd be amazing to fly into outer space. And we've got more with this out-of-this-world superstar. To quote Andy, on Monday we'll bring you part 2 when Kevin Frankish from BT Toronto talks to the commander about that viral video and the song that made him an international sensation. You see, Chris is also going to be playing on Monday on breakfast television. Yeah, Chris Hadfield, An Astronaut's Guide to Life on Earth, comes out on the 29th of this month in October.
Word just in. Commander Hadfield will be joining
on our
us
show
here on BT Calgary November 20th.
It's awesome.
And
Tune in to see Ted Henley starstruck.
I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I remember when he was the parade marshal, I chatted with him. I was like number 11 in line out of like 30 reporters or something. And yeah, there aren't many people who strike me like that, but I was starstruck.
Ted Henley regressed
Yeah.
about 30 years, turned into a young boy.